hey yo, hey yo, how you doing, guys? It's me, the one AJ, representing 1/5 of them boys. So you know what that means? The Ministry of Wrestling are here. And why are we here? Because I went to a show, so I'm going to review a show. Which show did I go to? Yes, guys, this time it was a first for us. Future Pro Wrestling, Trick or Treat. Yes, it's a first for us because I think it's the first Halloween themed show we've been to, but also the first time down at Future Pro Wrestling. So it was down in the Carl Shorten area. I'm not sure if they travel, but that's where this show was. And I believe their next show is also going to be, no, they do travel because they're going somewhere else. Can't remember the location, but their December show will be back down in Carl Shorten. So yeah, check them out if you're in that side of town, or travel like I did, because guess what? It's worth it. So I will admit my travel did get slightly delayed with a bus, so I didn't get to see the beginning of this match. However, from what I saw, absolute banger. We are talking the 8-7 versus the East City Sovereigns. 8-7, of course, being Harrison Leon, Big Wavy Roy Johnson, and the Wolf of Brill Street, Alex Roth, versus RJ Singh and Jordan Saeed, who are obviously the East City Sovereigns, and the East End Butcher himself, Shah Samuels. Now, what kind of threw me off is that the last time I saw the 8-7 versus the East City Sovereigns, not East City Sovereigns, but the East City Sovereigns, 8-7 were the faces, East City Sovereigns were the heels. But it's a role reversal here. And an FPW, or FP Dub as it's known, the East City Sovereigns are the faces and the 8-7 are the heels. So I was a bit thrown by that, but an amazing match that went on. Like, what a match to kick off the show. And I wasn't even in there from the beginning, but yeah, it was up and down, a lot of interaction there. Got their hype man, I will call him, or manager, Kieran Corrupt. This is the 8-7. Had a few interferences. I saw one of the FPW crew members or management team, not too familiar with the faces down there, but giving them a few warnings, and the match continued and he still got involved. Next thing you know, put to sleep. And that was just the beginning of the bad moments for the 8-7, because yes, the East City Sovereigns ended up catching the victory on this one, and it spilled some tension. Even though the 8-7 seemed to have a lot of titles, they didn't walk out looking happy, because Harrison Leon, who I've seen after the show, well, I haven't seen him directly, but seen it on Instagram and had a small conversation with him, a small little tweak to his leg/knee there. So Harrison might be out for a bit of a while. Wishing you a speedy recovery, bro. But more importantly, the rest of the 8-7 who was still in the ring, not Kieran, who was choked out, or Harrison on injury. We're talking Alex Roth and Big Roy there. We're pushing each other. There's a bit of a shove down over who was responsible for the loss, and it got really heated. They not only didn't leave together, both men ripped off the 8-7 armband and threw it at each other, which I'm hoping doesn't spell the end of the 8-7, because you know what? Heel or face, I'm down with the 8-7. I love their gimmick. I love what they got going on. So please, guys, keep it together. If not just for the FPW fans who probably don't like you, but maybe the Purpose fans and people all over who do have love for the 8-7, keep it together, please, boys. Okay, next up was another match of powerhouses. We are talking Levi Muir versus Rocco Garcia of the Lions Pride. This one had no shock. Levi was definitely the face and Rocco was definitely the heel. Yes, I have thrown this up, but the Lions Pride will be heels absolutely anywhere they go. And Levi was loved like hell, which was good to see. Both of these men I have seen at different promotions. I'm not going to promote the other promotions out there, but yes, every time I've seen the Lions Pride, they have been heels, and Levi has toured all over, and I've seen him do both. But yes, most definitely it was a clash of face versus heel here, and it was a match. These two powerhouses gave it their all. What was obviously to Levi's detriment is the fact that the Lions Pride are a tight-knit group, you know. As much as the fans were there to be his supporting acts, Freddie and Fabio are always going to be interfering in the match and making sure that their supreme leader comes out on top. And essentially that's what it was. Yes, Levi was able to knock down Freddie. Yes, he was able to knock down Fabio, but ultimately, while taking care of business outside of the ring, inside of the ring, Rocco was able to knock Levi down and secure the victory. And after that, it seemed like Fabio and Freddie were out for a bit of revenge, and the beatdown continued. And as much as we said that we are on Team Levi, we're not allowed to enter the ring nor touch the talent. So our boos did not help him. However, who did help him was none other than Malik, who came rushing down, cleaned house a bit. He got rid of Rocco. He got rid of Freddie. Do you know what? Even the FPW staff then started to clear the ring, told those guys to get out, because you know why? We went straight into match 3, which was Malik versus Fabio Romano. Now, guys, I'm going to say this with breaking kayfabe a bit. I have seen Fabio. I've not seen the Lions Pride. as faces. I have seen Fabio as a face. I have seen him with the Lions Pride on multiple occasions, and he is a great talent. I've seen Malik before as well, but I have to put this out there. He may not have had his shiny boots, but this is one of the best performances I have seen from Fabio Romano. I just loved every moment of this match. It was just, and this is not knocking any of Fabio's performances because I've always loved them, but I thought this was just an awesome match between two great wrestlers who just really put it all on for the crowd. It was a sleeper hit to me. It's not that I didn't expect a good match, but how good in terms of the technicality these two put on. There was a few aerial moves as well. I was really impressed. So to both Malik and Fabio, a card that I didn't like on a very stacked card, I was shocked at how much this match stood out to me. We had two awesome matches in there, but I just sat back in awe by this match. So congratulations to both of you guys on putting on an awesome match that will last with me, that I would really like to look back on, because I there was something about this match that stuck out to me. Right, guys, up next, when I first found out about Future Pro Wrestling and this Trick or Treat event, this match here is what was advertised to me. David Francisco, who I have a lot of love for and appreciation for, would taking on EC3. Now, I've followed EC3's career. Let's not make any illusions. I've said I'm not calling out other promotions. We know where EC3 has been and where EC3 currently is. He's holding the title. That's what it is. And we also know he knows how to control a narrative. Wink, wink. But on this situation, EC3 was injured, and it seemed like the show had to go on. The centerpiece still had to find an opponent. He wasn't going to face himself now, was he? But yeah, you get the pun if you get the pun. But what came with that was a replacement match. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest. I saw this. This was the replacement match. David Francisco versus Suicide. And I was skeptical. I was like, cheap heat, easy. You lost an international star. You just find a Suicide costume and you go for it. No. I was wrong. The Suicide turned up. I had my meet and greet with Suicide. I've spoken to Suicide. That was Suicide. I recognized the voice and everything behind it. And more importantly, I recognized the talent in the ring. Suicide was doing Suicide stuff, and I was very, very blessed, shall I say. And I actually, humble soup. It's not often you'll hear me say it. Humble soup. AJ was eating humble soup that day because I shouldn't have doubted FPW. I've actually checked out their website since then. They bring in the talent, and they're not just going to lose talent and just give anyone like a cheap knockoff. They deliver. And on that night they did. And once again, great match. Absolutely great match. Like I've followed David's career for a while now. I've got to be honest. The ministry have only been on the indie scenes for about a year, guys. We're coming up to a year of our year anniversary of going to indie shows. And well, we've all seen Suicide. If you haven't, look him up. He's available. TNA, Impact. Oops, I've plugged another show, but yeah, we all know who they are. And it was a great match. David obviously being the heel in this, and Suicide getting a lot of love from the fans. But great match, and ultimately was what led to his victory. Suicide got the win, had the crowd absolutely buzzing. Unlucky David, always got love for you, bro. You know this. But congratulations to Suicide. And good to see you on UK shores. Really appreciated that. Okay, so after that match, we had an intermission. People got their in-ring photos with Suicide, as did I. Also got some signed merch from Suicide. You can't pass up on meeting Suicide, can you? And yeah, that was that. And then we went into the next match. Now, if you saw our last review show, you saw that the Ministry of Wrestling are currently playing a game called Gimmick Bingo. Now, Gimmick Bingo is all the different matches that you can see in a wrestling environment that we have and haven't seen. TLC matches, ladder matches, coffin matches / casket matches, I Quit matches. Recently are all the matches that we've seen, and we've been very grateful to see on the circuit. See the cage match. As I said last time, Nico and Den the Tech have seen a Hell in a Cell. So these are all the matches. Now, one that I didn't really realize I've not seen, but it's obviously a gimmick match, and I'm grateful to have seen it, especially in this month, being very close to Survivor Series, was a 4-on-4 elimination match. So yes, we got to see an elimination match. Now, excuse me while I read out the names here, because there's a few names out here to mention. We have the team of the Flying Aces, Archie Cole and Aaron Cruz, Kian Cameron and David Lovejoy, taking on the Monsters of the Apocalypse, being Psycho, Twitch, and Cobalt. And I'm going to call them the Army Boys because I'm not too sure what their official names are, but Tall Tom and Ollie War. Now, this match was really interesting because at the time I just thought it was an 8-man tag. I had no idea that was an elimination match. And it was, I'll be honest, one of the first things I really enjoyed was being able to cheer for Keaton Cameron, because I have seen this guy so many times, but he's always been a heel. So being able to cheer for a guy who has got awesome talent was amazing. The rest of these guys, I have not seen. I've never seen the Flying Aces. I've never seen David Lovejoy. I've seen Tall Tom, and I've seen Ollie War, even though he was under a different gimmick, a bit of a rap master, if you know what I mean. And it's my first time seeing Twitch and Cobalt, so this was amazing. Now, Kean got a tag in and was on fire, absolutely on fire against, we're talking giants and big men. This is what we're talking, a team of youngsters versus a veteran, a giant, and 2 big men, and he took it to all of them. However, that was not enough, because sadly Keon was the first to be eliminated, as Psycho Twitch was able to eliminate him, and entered Lovejoy. Lovejoy started to go in, started to fight, do his best. The tags kept going through, and then Lovejoy did get back in the ring again, and ultimately found himself being eliminated by Cobalt. So now we're down to 2-on-4. The odds were not looking good. We have 2 monsters, well, 3 monsters if you want to include Tall Tom, and a seasoned vet in the game against 2 young up-and-coming stars. And I tell you what, I've got a lot of love for these up-and-coming stars. Like, they all of these guys know how their way around the ring, even though they're younger. And it's not age. I'm not knocking the other guys and calling them old, but you can see that they're on the come up, whereas these guys know their way around the ring. However, the match continued, and yeah, look, guys, there's a lot to be said for the Flying Aces and how much they took in, and notably Aaron Cruz. Aaron Cruz, or Cruzy, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. As I said, I heard the chants and stuff, and I'm still learning everybody's names, but I want to see so much more for all of you guys. But each member of the Army of Apocalypse were just dominating, and everybody is just praying for the tag. We just wanted to see the tag, and what started to happen was he just kept kicking out. He just can't be stopped, and that was starting to annoy the heels. So what you've got is you've got your Army boys in Tall Tom and Ollie War, and then you've got the Apocalypse being Twitch and Cobalt, and now they're starting to tag each other in, and then the tension is starting to build. That was all the Flying Aces needed in order to succeed, because what came out with, you shouldn't have tagged me, how dare you tag this, have some respect, this is our commander. Yeah, you think the Apocalypse, I hope I'm getting the names right here, but yeah, what happened was Twitch and Cobalt took out Ollie War, at which point that then frustrated Tall Tom. He then got knocked out by them, and then what happened, Cobalt on Twitch made their own way out, saying we don't need no one. They just knocked the guys out. That was the end of that team, and they both walked off. And that is all the Flying Aces needed. That Aaron Cruz, who had taken such a beat down, was able to go off the top rope, hit a senton swanton move, bang, 1, 2, 3. Ollie War's out. You then have the tide has now changed. As Ollie War was out, it was also announced that yes, the Apocalypse, Cobalt and Twitch have now been counted out. So it's now 2-on-1. Look how the tide changed just like that. With the tide changed, Aaron's tagged in Archie. Bang, 1. He's off the top rope. Bang, 1, 2, 3. Tall Tom is out, and the Flying Aces fly high, and they have got their victory. Guys, honestly, I will say this, and I will say it multiple times. The future of British wrestling is looking good. These 4 young guys put on an amazing match. I was also very happy to see the heels as well. I'm not going to lie. This match showed that there could be some interesting factions, even though there was an implosion there. There are some really great teams out there. But in terms of these young faces, I want to really put my salute out to you guys. Flying Aces, Kian, as I said, I'm very, very happy to have been able to cheer for you. And Lovejoy, you've done your thing as well. So I'd like to see a lot more from all of these guys. But so gimmick match bingo continued, because why, guys? Yes, after an elimination match, I was able to see a something on a pole match. Yes, I say something on a pole because we've seen pinatas on a pole, baseball bats on a pole. Look, you know what something on a pole match means if you've seen a pole match before. However, this time, guys, what we've retreated to, yes, FPW treated me to a pumpkin on a pole match as Jerry Bakewell took on Richard Parliament with Lady Decade in his corner. Now, I am very familiar with Jerry as a host. I have never, ever seen Jerry in the ring. I was aware that he is a wrestler, but I'd never seen him in the ring. So thank you, Future Pro, for allowing me to see this. But Richard Parliament, interesting gimmick. The Top Hat Gaming Man, as he's also known as. I'm going to bring this picture up again because there's a hint of jealousy. Not one, but two YouTube plaques. Now, if you know the 1AJ, you know the 1AJ is involved in not one, but two YouTube channels. Not one single plaque. So yeah, hit and jealousy, but well done to you for whatever the achievements are behind that. With the Top Hat Gaming Man name being a name, I'm guessing it's to do with gaming. I will look into this a bit more. But yes, guys, a pumpkin and a pole match. The premise of the match is you have to take a carved pumpkin and place it on your opponent's head. It's as simple as that. Very fun match. Very, very fun match, this. What I liked about this match is when I first saw it, I just had a touch of old school. It had a touch of old school to it. It felt like two very, the old school British wrestling going down. Maybe it was the attire that both men had, but there was a lot of comedy that came with this. Lady Decade got involved a few times, and good old Jerry had his ways of taking care of her. And yeah, it just went on. And there's a point where I have to mention this because it was absolutely hilarious. I don't know if it's part of Jerry's gimmick on a normal, but it happened at Future Pro, and I did have a laugh of it. He's reaching for the pole, and he's there climbing up, and Richard's trying to catch him and drag him down. And he was able to pull down, and I swear to you, I'm not joking, at least 4 sets of trunks from Jerry. But in the end, we were left with a Jerry Bakewell with his great Union Jack pants to continue the fight. And the fight did continue. And Lady Decade did continue to interfere. And you know what she got for her trouble? While Jerry had one pumpkin, he placed a pumpkin on her head. Then he took another pumpkin, and it looked like he was going to take out Richard Parliament. It was there. He had Richard on the floor. He was going to place it down, but you know what got in the way? That blasted top hat. The top hat was just enough to stop the pumpkin from going all the way down, and the match continued. And eventually, with a bit of deviousness, not that the top hat wasn't enough of the deviousness, a pumpkin was placed on Jerry Bakewell's head, and the crowd were somewhat disappointed. In fact, extremely disappointed. But congratulations to you, you 2-plaque holding man. And commiserations to you, Jerry. Good to see you, and hope to see you again very soon. Now, guys, there may not have been any titles on the line, and I'm not too sure why, if this was a grudge match, but we had 2 men face off, 2 men that I have a lot of respect for, and I've seen them clash. And not just too long ago, I saw them clash against each other, so it was good to see them clash one more time. But yes, Gimmick Bingo continued, but I've seen one of these before, so it's already been ticked off, but it's a double, it's a spare, and it was an absolute classic. I am talking Connor Mills, True Grit himself, versus Robbo Paul Robinson in a TLC match. I let the graphic go so I can do this. These men put on one heck of a match. This is main event. As I said, no titles. I don't know if it's a grudge match. I know they both wear silver chains. But apart from that, I have no idea why this was a TLC match. They're both worthy of it. As I said, in another promotion, I've seen them win, go against each other, and Robbo took the win on this one. I wasn't sure if it was going to be 2-0 on this. I don't know how many times these men have clashed, but my God, what a match. Now, guys, I'm going to say this. Connor is the heel here. Robbo is the face here. Last time it was a role reversal. Most times I've seen Connor, he's mixed it up. Robbo I've only seen as a heel. So it was nice to see him be cheered. I'm not going to deny anything. It's a known fact. I am a huge Connor Mills mark. And I'm saying this, I've said it before for another promotion. I'm going to say it here again. Guys, if you're booking Connor Mills, use Connor Mills, man. Put this man up for some gold. Let's see Connor hold some gold. Connor deserves to hold gold. But that again, you don't need gold when you're putting on this kind of talent. And these guys took it to each other. It was tables, it was ladders, it was chairs, it was kendo sticks. Anything and everything was being used here. It was absolutely mad. You know what? Why when I say everything and anything? The referee took a chair shot. Oh my days, I couldn't believe it. It looked like Robbo was going to throw the chair at Connor. Connor's pulled the ref. Good old Martin. Bang, chair to the head. He was out. Another ref is making his way because this was for pinfall. Yeah. Out of nowhere, Connor still kicked out after Robbo hit his finisher. Next up, we've got Malik coming out. They're lacing Connor with the kendo sticks. Connor's gone for a table. I have seen so much go down. Then, you know what? Connor's able to take out Malik, and he takes out Robbo as well, and he gets the victory. Much to the crowd's dismay, I couldn't help but cheer. To be fair, as much as Conor was a heel, it was a let's go Robbo, Conor Mills. But there's a lot of love for both of these guys, and rightly so. I have nothing but respect for both of these men, and I can't wait to see what happens next for both of these guys. As I said, on independent scene, they won a piece. I don't know how far and what the level is elsewhere, but congratulations to you guys, and can't wait to see you throw it down again. Now, guys, I've given you a rundown of this match, but I need to go through the concept of what FPW do here, because after the show, you're entitled to a meet and greet. And this is one of the most unique and smartest things I've ever seen a company do. So with your meet and greet, or when you buy the meet and greet with the stars, you get a chance to buy, you buy the meet and greet, and you get this match card, which allows you to get a signature from everybody. But what I like is keeping true to kayfabe, or the art of wrestling. This is for the older generation. For anyone younger watching, these guys know what they're doing, because we know that good guys and bad guys don't get along, so they can fight if you have them all in the same room. Future Pro Wrestling have your faces in one room and your heels in another, and you go around and they are willing to sign this card for you. There are some of the stars who also have some merch, so I'm going to say it to anyone who's not been to an FPW show before: save some money behind. Save some money behind, because if you want to get your signed autograph from some of the greats, I brought my Shah Samuels picture. I've been waiting to meet Shah for a while, so that was something I had to do. But many of the other stars I've met before, some of the guys didn't have stuff to buy, and you can still get their picture. It's not you have to buy their merch. You buy it at the meet and greet, you get that. Also, another shout out to them. They have got one of the best concession stands out there. That, you not only you get your drinks and your crisps and chocolates, but they've also got like hot dogs and burgers. Now, I've been to many shows. Riot do have their, I can't forget another show here, but there's hot dogs there, and you can get a whole banquet of food down at Hustle. But to go to one of these smaller shows, especially in a sports hall, you don't expect that stuff to be put out there. And I'm not knocking any of the other shows, because you guys put on a good bit, but you get a good bit of grub down there. I'm just warning people what you can get if you come to an FPW show. And their commentary team's there as well. Big shout out to my boy Bobby from Purpose. Good to see you down there as well. So overall, I was really fascinated by that, because I went into one room and I was like, oh, there's only so many people in here. But then, no, you're treating them like, if you'd like to meet the bad guys, move your way further down. And that was it. Absolute great movement by Future Pro Wrestling. I am hoping to be down there again. And you know what? You may have seen the ministry, but you may not have heard the ministry. I was on a bit of a quiet one. I think I felt a bit lonely this time. But yeah, I will definitely be back there, Future Pro Wrestling. Not the next show, maybe not the show after that, but you will see the ministry again. It's all to do with schedules and commitments. But no, well done to you guys. And guys, I'm just encouraging you. From what I saw from Trick or Treat, Future Pro Wrestling is definitely a treat. It's definitely a treat. It is worth every penny of admission. So I would recommend you all go down there. Future Pro, keep doing your thing. All the stars on the card, keep doing your thing. Thank you all for everything that you guys have done. One heck of a main event. Thank you, Suicide, for coming down and chilling with the fans. And thank you to absolutely everybody else on the card. Even though some of you had other commitments, I'm not going to go any further in that when I say that. But yes, guys, Future Pro Wrestling, check it out. And obviously, how do I close the show? The way I always close the show. You like wrestling. We like wrestling, not the royal we, the Ministry of Wrestling, like wrestling. So let's talk wrestling. How are we going to talk wrestling? Easy. Give this a thumbs up. Right, the thumbs up is not necessarily part of it, but comment below. That starts a conversation. Do you know what else starts a conversation? Following us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Ministry of Wrestling, or at MOW News on X, formerly Twitter. You hit us up, mention anything, absolutely anything. AJ, your reviews suck. Bring on one of the other guys. Hey, I really like that prediction show. Hey, Future Pro Wrestling, thanks for putting me onto that. Whatever it is, let's start the conversation, guys. So until the next time, I am the one AJ signing out, and I will see you soon. See ya.